Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Planet Zoo with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful little park here at night. After a little while of a pause with the content, because I was on vacation myself, we are back for another big game of Planet Zoo today, and we are back to try and proceed on the goals that we have got going on right here, which includes getting another 2 habitat species into the zoo, as well as a yearly profit of $10,000. Now, honestly speaking, looking at my current yearly profit, I'm not too sure how quickly we will get there, but we'll try our best. We will definitely make sure to keep monitoring the guest happiness, to get more people into the park, to keep improving on things, to get that along the way too. But what we're definitely starting out with today is getting the amount of habitat species in the zoo that we do need in order to at least check this one off for the time being. Now, with that said, aside that, I've also found a few little extra issues, as you can see right here. Exhibit 4 hasn't been assigned any keepers yet, so we definitely need to take care of that before we get the next animal welfare protesters in. We all know just how quickly that tends to happen with the exhibits, and unfortunately I feel there's going to be many more with the amount of extra animals that are being that are given birth every single episode, it feels like, and the amount that we need to sell again to make sure everyone's happy. But that's beside the point. We'll take care of that as well. That said, before we get going, if you're new around here, if you do happen to enjoy this episode, of course, please make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button right down below. I'd really appreciate that a ton. We're still quite the small channel, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers currently. And, we're well underway, but there's still a good bunch of people missing. So every single person really does help out a ton, and thank you so much if you did do that. Now, before we actually get going, I noticed this just then. I had 2 visiting players. That was absolutely lovely. I wonder if that's been any of you guys. Let me know down below in the comments. I would absolutely love to know. I even see you right here. What in the world? I'm so confused about that. I guess that's not the people now actually being in the park, but I suppose they've checked out the park in the past or something, and now they're just running around? I don't know how that mechanic works. Maybe the game just spawns random people into the park that are playing the game. I've got no clue. If it's you, let me know down below in the comments. Would love to hear about that. That said, let us go. First things first, take care of our work zones to make sure that that little exhibit that we just built in the last episode is actually covered by the necessary staff. And I am not sure which one that may be, to be honest. Where was the work zone management? I mean, these are the work zones, but how do I see again? Oh, like that, right, yeah. Okay, so, in another work zone, it's not that one. Oh, right, here are the habitats. So it's 211, must be one of these. 18 buildings, it must be that one. Yup, it is, just due to the sheer amount of shops that we have right here. Gonna go now that one to this as well. And then that should be good to go, I hope. Cool. Yeah? Did that save now? I mean, it says 19 buildings. Yeah, okay. So it seems that these exhibits do count as buildings, but otherwise it is fine. Now, that said, I do think we now have to kind of go and spare a thought about what we want to do for our new set of animals. The idea being, for starters, I would hope that we can get them both into the same exhibit, but I do think that we had some struggles already earlier finding like 2 matching species for this exhibit, so it may be a bit of a tough one. In that case, we may do a split between here and there on the exhibits, or well, on the habitats. So, let us first things first, go ahead and get a little bit of a path going, right? Gonna go and grab that, and we're gonna go and have to find out which one it actually is that we have. I think it's this, right? Natural path. That makes some sense, I would argue. We're gonna go make that a little bit longer, maybe. And we're just going to go and somewhat bring that one through here, I would say. Now let's see if we maybe bring it around the river here too. In that case, so I would say we would go off to the left and right. So that, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll alter that bit in a while. But we do want to go and get the stuff going on out there. And what we also want to go and get going instantly, I would say, before we run into issues again, is a lot, if I even have a clue where they are. Ooh, that is cool. I like this one. Look at that, you can just drive around little jeeps. Sounds very cool to me. What I was looking for, though, before I got so wildly distracted, was bins and banks. Well, not banks, benches. Sorry. That is a little bit of a German way of saying that, wasn't it? Well, we're going to go and favorite the bins, and we're going to go and actually check out what sort of... Do we even have benches? I'm sure we have some, right? Oh yeah, we do. I was going to say. I was really going to say, is that only a planet coaster thing? But no, it is not. Cannot just instantly look up that, but what we can do is go back to facilities and actually fix our typo. And still not see the bench. Where in the world is that bench at? I mean, new world. These are actually quite new, and I do have to say I really like some of those. Oh, that's that one. Okay. But yeah, I kind of just want to keep the look coherent throughout the park for the time being. So we're going to use those and just place like a few of them along the path, I would say. The thing is, we're not quite sure yet where the habitats go, in fact, so maybe we don't overdo it that much just yet. And then we can go to our favorites. Oh my god, and just absolutely butcher the placement of those bins. We're going to go and place some. Could have just moved it, but now we just lose $2, I guess. But, you know, that's a start, and we're going to go and add more as we know where the actual habitats go. I've got a feeling I want to start out right here, pretty much. We need to see. We need to give it some spacing. We've got, like, all the facilities back here, too. Maybe we're going to pull out some more facilities back there to make sure things are running. You know, also, like, some restrooms and stuff for people. And, well, then we're going to see how we do that. But, for the time being, I think the major question that we do need to go and answer today is what species do we even start out with? And can we mix and match two species in a habitat or not? So, we're going to go and look at what options we may have. Grizzly bear, most appealing habitat species. No, that's good news at the very least, because that, honestly, those grizzly bears cost us like 20,000, or was it 40,000 for a single feed, despite us selling like 3 of them, so they better be worth it, honestly. Inspection report's going quite well, which is good. Let's actually, in fact, before we even have a look at the species, have a look at this. Well, rain, unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I am so unhappy I'm on my way home. That's not great. It's cold. This place sucks. Go away. Very spacious. That's good news. Not that small anymore, I guess. But yeah, so, I don't know. 48% happiness. Not sure how that happened, but, trying our best. I assure you. We definitely are trying our best here. But yeah, few shops a bit full, it seems. 2 soda stores, more specifically, and thirsty people too. Jesus Christ, that is really a lot of people. Question being, would we have enough vendors? Like, I mean, I don't mind. Well, I mean, don't mind. It's also money spent, right? I do kind of mind spending money on stores because we don't really have that much of it. But you know, if the stores are already overrun by people, and we could potentially earn more money, it makes sense. The question is, can we run it with the vendors we already have readily available? Because I do really not feel like hiring even more. And it is not those vendors. It must be these? I think so. Right, so this is the only place where we can see the energy and happiness levels. Can I just filter? Well, that works, I guess. Just sorted my work zone. Okay. So, for work zone 4, commuting, serving customers, commuting. There's a lot of people for that work zone. 2 people going for a rest. It does feel like we do have... it does not really feel like we have a bit of an overrun. Where is she? Why is she not working in a work zone? I'm a bit confused about that one, not gonna lie. That does not make too much sense, probably. Waiting for customers? That's not good news. Going for a rest. Commuting. Huh. I'm not too sure we would have the amount of people needed, to be honest. So, I guess we're just going to keep it like that for now and actually go and focus now on the task at hand. Oh no. Poor little guys. Go and focus on the task of hand, which is to go ahead and find out what sort of animals we want to go for. So, it may make sense, first things first, to just check out what is generally even available in the animal trading bit, because I feel like we're already going to find out that a lot of the stuff that is generally in the Wikipedia, well, in the... Is it called a Wikipedia? Well, it's called a Zoopedia, right? Makes more sense. Well, the stuff like half of those we can't even get here, right? And then we do also have a lot of these animals already. So, I mean, tortoises we could get. Doesn't really fit the place at all. We could get them though. Bisons we already have. We all know that. The wildebeest we have. The black bears would be a cool option. But I do have to say, I feel like... I kind of feel a little bit like I do want to shy away from those. Not because I don't like the idea of having them. I think it would be awesome. I'm just really afraid of the amount of money that it is going to cost us to keep these. Because, like, the amount of food they take, well, at least the grizzly bears take, is quite insane. I can imagine it's going to be similar for these guys. So maybe not for the time being, as much as I would love to have some black bears. And then grizzly bears we do already have. They're all, as we said, quite expensive. We've got the peafowls, which... I mean, peafowls are quite nice, because I don't think I've ever seen a zoo without peafowls. You know, some zoos you even walk around, the peafowls walk around right next to you, which is beautiful. But those would be an option. I think not a terrible one, but we'd have to see what we can match them with. We could have some apes, macaques, so that would be an option, albeit not all too fitting for the region again. We've got Nyalas, which, you know, are African, but maybe at least a little more fitting than apes. That said, I mean, honestly, you can only really go that far in terms of fitting, and, you know, apes are quite interesting animals. That said, there's no females available here, which is probably a bit of a killer criteria for me for the time being. No Nyalas. Ring-tailed lemurs, only females. No, there's actually males here. So you could get some ring-tailed lemurs. Even the same age. Could be cool. Then we've got some, well, sable antelopes we have. Crocodiles. I do not think we can put any other animals in there with them. And on top of that, they're not really fitting the region too much. And then snow leopards, which I can only imagine are going to be super, super expensive too. And then it's really just timber wolves left. It's not that much of a choice we have here, is there? I would like to look, I think, first things into the Indian peafowls, and then maybe into the ring-tailed lemurs. I'm not sure you can really put them into the same exhibit, but we can have a look. Right, let's go and have a look into the Zoopedia. So, you can see just how many more animals we have here. There's camels, there's tapirs, there's Bengal tigers, absolutely beautiful animals. That said, we are looking for there we go. Indian peafowl. Population in wild 100,000. Right, we don't need to read through all that. My question is, well, firstly, they only need grade 1. Oh. Ah. I never saw this. This is so great. You can just add up how many animals there are and you get the requirements and how they change. I had no idea. That is cool. It's great to know. Okay, I love that. So yeah, I mean, group size. Okay. Mating, relation with humans, confident. Can guest enter habitat? Yes. Wait, you can allow the guests to enter the habitat? That is perfect. I would love to do that with the peafowls. Maybe we have our first enter the habitat animal. I think in that case we would have to have a separate one for the apes, but you know, I think that's cool. I really like that. Dangerous excellence, death. Oh God. Okay. Well, you know, they reproduce quite easily as well, which is nice. We even have some research already done on enrichments and diet and all. Well, diet not really, but some enrichments at the very least. Doesn't benefit from sharing space with other species. I do wonder if there's any notes here on if we can get them into the same habitat as someone else. Oh, that's actually interesting. Female peafowls look very different to their male counterparts. Sporting brown feathers, a flash of blue on the back of their necks, and no tail fan. Really? I had no ideas. I had no idea. So it's only male peafowls that have this. That is interesting. I think I've only ever seen male peafowls in my entire life then. Holy moly. It's good to know. Fun fact of the day, but there's no notes really on who we can get in there, well, with them. So I feel like we would have to have a separate habitat. And then the ring-tailed lemurs, I guess, is the other interesting option for me currently. I mean, these or whatever other apes. I think it was Japanese macacos. Depends, I guess, for me mostly on if there is going to be males and females available or only one off the two, because we do want to get them to reproduce as well, I feel. Not too crazily, but somewhat. Between 10 to 100 individuals. Sounds like we need quite a lot of them, don't we? How about these? You can see that somewhere, right? 3 to 30. And that's also going to be a bit of a factor, I guess, because if we have a look at the Indian peafowl, well, you know, 4 to 20, up to 4 males, up to 16 females. So probably like one male and 3 females for the time being or something like that. So we do need to make sure there's enough of them, in fact. I think we've never ever cared about that when setting up some new species thus far. You know, you do actually need to read through these things to see what's necessary. Sounds really interesting because, you know, we just put 2 bisons in there, 2 wolves, 2 bears. We never really cared at all. Probably need to make sure we do a bit more. But yeah, so that would be cool to have. Would be really cool to have. Not today though, because that is not something we can actually adopt. It's not an animal we can actually adopt on the market. Ring-tailed lemurs, guess can enter the habitat as well. Wait. Okay, for antelopes, I kind of thought about that because they're going to probably go boop with their horns if a guest goes in there, so not the best idea. For wolves and bears, I think I already know the answer. Well, I mean, I guess the answer is quite similar for the bison, right? We can all have them. Yeah, okay. So it is actually going to be our first guest can enter habitat, which is cool. I've got no clue how to enable the guest to enter the habitat. If you know, please feel free to let me know down below. Well, yeah, it's going to be your first one, and then the second one, because apparently for the ring-tailed lemurs you can do the same, which I think is quite cool. I would love, honestly, I would love to be able to enter a habitat in real life where there's apes in there. You know, actually encounter them face to face. You know, I mean, sure, not like like an orangutan or something, but some smaller apes. Super cool. I would love that. Anyways, we're going to enable our guests to do that. For the starters, we need the Indian peafowls, though. So let's quickly go over what we need. We need at least 4, as we said, 1 male, 3 females, I think is going to be the starting goal. We will... Well, I mean, 350 square meters, you know, I mean, it's going to grow a good bit eventually. So maybe like 10 or something like that. We can kind of go off of. So about 420 square meters. Temperature requirements is probably part of the reason we can... Well, I mean, honestly, we've got heaters and coolers, so that's not too much of an issue. And grade 1, bigger than 1.25. And we all know that I've built habitats in the past where I was like, oh, bigger than 1.25, I'm just going to make it 1.3. And then animals jumped across the darn thing. Literally. Like, instantly. So we're going to make sure to make it at least 1.5 meters, alright? And 420 square meters, honestly, doesn't sound like all too much to me. I do kind of want to get a bit of a comparison idea. So how much is this? Wow. There's one small habitat, isn't it? We could probably just make it like a small one right here. And we go have like a path across. And then we've got the apes down there or something. We really don't need that much space. Maybe we're sometimes also overdoing it with space when making these and stuff. Don't want to underdo it, of course, but you know, if underdoing is even a word. Our resistance grade 1 is also interesting. What's this? That doesn't look cool, does it? No. Oops. These are resistance grade 1. Do they need to be climbing resistant? I mean, the issue for me being a bit that 1.5 meters, it may be a bit of an issue for some kids to actually look over. But let me go. Have a last look at this. Where are they at? Climbing requirement. Yeah, but where do I see? Where do I see again if they need like some sort of climbing protection? Because you know, for the apes that would not be an option, right? Ringtail lemur. Ah, it does actually say climb proof if it doesn't need to be climb proof. Okay. Ah, so water you can see as well. 3 meters wide, 1 meter deep. Okay, good to know. Spotted hyena. Alright, getting distracted again. So, I don't think it said climb proof, right? 99% sure it doesn't. So we can actually go with the hedge. And I like the idea of having a little bit of a hedge for a barrier. I think that's cool. So, length is fine. Postlings vary to keep top of barrier flat. Bottom of... Okay. Oh, wait, you can... Oh, my God. Really? I've never seen before that you can actually have curved sections, like... Oh, my God! Look! It's curved! There's a freaking curved habitat right there, man. I am like so surprised right now. Even though it should be absolutely obvious that you can just go. Oh my God, I'm at 2 meters. What am I doing? Even though it should be super obvious that you can just go. I mean... you can just go and actually make curves. You know, proper curves. But, well, evidently, I have never thought of that possibility. I've got no clue why. Can you just match that? Oh my God, what am I doing? Nope. Go away. Thank you. Nope. I'm not sure how I... Oh, right. I need to go and do this, right? And then we can go we? Nope. I thought if I mark them all, it allows me to... I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go and just fix it like this. And then we continue onwards. Just going and getting a nice little habitat going for them. And honestly, it's not really that small. I just want to have that said. I would say, I would argue, this is quite the big habitat. And of course, do have a little bit of an issue now because the curve mode thingy did disable itself again. So you're probably going to want to go and re-enable that. Boop. Could I just... Boop. Look at that. Some proper shape. Some proper habitat form going nicely along the... Oh my god, like look at just how nicely that shapes along the path. No random little steps or something. Just absolutely beautiful. There you go, and just kind of curve it off right here. And then, you know, the thing just snaps back again. Oh, don't. Okay, we may need to redo that bit. No. Here we go. Nice and tidy. Go and remove that. And we can close it off like that. Perfect. Look at that. That's so good. Why can it not always be like that? I love that. Okay, well, that's good to know. I think we're going to hide, like, the staff stuff back here. Well, in fact, do we want to? Because I guess the idea was... Oh, we can get glass habitat gates now. That's fancy. Well, I guess the idea was that we actually let guests enter, don't we? So the gate actually needs to be connected to a pathway, I would argue. And the question also being, how do we enable kids to look over? Well, look in. I guess we can... Can we technically... How do the window stuff work again, guys? Curved barrier top. Wait, what? Oh my god! Look at this! That looks so good! You can actually do something like that. Oh my god, I have got no clue about this game at all, I'm telling you. That is beautiful. You can make such nice barrier designs with that. I am absolutely amazed by that. Well, in terms of the windows, I think we're going to have to find out about that in the next episode. If you do remember, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. And especially, please let me know down below in the comments if I can somehow enable my guests to enter this habitat. I would love to see about that. Would be cool. You know, just enabling them to get in, make some nice experiences. Why in the world not? And of course, if you're one of the people that actually visited my park, please also let me know down below. I'd love to hear about that and how you thought it was thus far. That said, for today, we're going to end it off right here. I hope you'll enjoy the episode. Of course, if you did, please make sure to go ahead and smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all those things out of the way, though, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.